Yeah.
Yeah, we're hoping to like get them, if they're interested in research, we can like take them into our research lab. So that's like a potential career opportunity. Like I said earlier, beekeeping can be a hobby, but it can also be a career. So if somebody did love it, they could make it into a career if they wanted to. But yeah, we are gonna do like honey used bake sales to like fund our club and stuff. So, and like I said earlier, Jake and I are part of the officers of the UNCG Beekeepers Club. However, we would love for undergrads to take that over at some point. So if undergrads are interested, they want to really take over the club and lead it the way they want to, we can just be here as a resource. But for right now, we're leading it as interim officers and trying to get that interest up. But yeah, we have a lot of outreach, community, volunteering type of events. We are going to be building a pollinator garden at the PPC, that plant pollinator center I'm talking about. That would be a great opportunity for people to come out and help with that. We're going to get the Boy Scouts involved in that. So this is kind of a really big project that we can be a part of.
Yeah.
As far as being afraid of bees, I call this the sort of the Winnie the Pooh effect, where early on when we're kids, we watch Winnie the Pooh and we're afraid of bees because they have this portrayal of being really aggressive and attacking in this giant group. And I think that sort of goes away once you see that we've been taking care of these things for thousands of years, and that entire time all we were selecting for mainly was them to be nicer. And depending on how you keep your hives, they stay pretty calm. I oftentimes go out in just a face covering. I'm like wearing shorts. And sort of getting over that, you know, as far as being afraid of these things. And I think part of that is watching, you know, through the window or watching YouTube videos, you know, which is probably really helpful right now in these COVID times, to sort of get educated on that, that people do it and they survive and they're fine. Getting stun's not fun, but you know, if you're fully suited, you're not going to get stung, really. It takes a lot to get stung through a full suit. That's usually where the fear comes from bees. But yeah, I try to get rid of that Winnie the Pooh effect. I think that's a problem with everyone because we watched it and got afraid of bees. And yeah.
It's definitely something to get used to, because I remember the first time going out to the beehives, there's just like so much adrenaline, and you're used to you're growing up and something buzzes by your ear and you're like, whoa. And now you're in a beekeeping suit and there's bees, you know, everywhere. So all of the undergrads that we've taken out have kind of been like, oh, there's like bees all around my head. And we're like, yep, but it's fine. Like they're just checking out, seeing what you are. They're just trying to fly. Like they're not trying to bomb you or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, so bees most of the time, like Jake was talking about, they're not out to hurt you, right? Like that's a one big misconception, is that people see a bee and they're like, I have to run because it's going to sting me. No, it doesn't want to sting you because it's going to lose its life if it stings you, right? However, if you are messing with its home, which is what we do, beekeeping, they can sting. So we do get stung every now and then. It's not a big thing. Like Jake said, if you're wearing a full suit, then it's much less likely. And they can be as far away as they want to. If you're standing 6 feet away from the hive, you can not be wearing anything pretty much, and they'll leave you alone. If you watch bees that are pollinating plants, you look on a flower and you see a bee, you can get this close to that bee and you can watch her pack her little pollen saddles, and she's not gonna give a care in the world that you're there because she has a job to do. And that's what it's like when you're inside the hive too. You can put frames right up to your face and watch the bees do their work, and it's fascinating. That's where everybody falls in love with it. You can watch the queen walk around and lay eggs. You can watch the workers do their jobs, and the big male drones walking around. So yeah, it's super fun, and most of the time they don't care that we're there. So
I think it's pretty pleasant. Just depends on if it's 90 degrees out or not. But, you know, should be pretty incredibly quiet. You're out in a field, you know, usually a mowed space, and there's a hive, and there's a couple of you, and you're maybe talking through the hive and talking through as you're opening it. But other than that, it should be pretty quiet as far as noise. And then temperature is, you know, why I wear shorts and that. But if you're fully suited, it can be kind of warm in that. But there's ways around that, and different suits students can buy, and we've even had donated that are like ventilated and that. And you're in the suit, you're out there, and yeah, it's pretty peaceful, honestly. It's my favorite part of the whole thing. So yeah, that's what you'd expect.
Yeah. Beekeepers have to move very slow when they're beekeeping, and bees don't like fast movement. So whenever somebody like swats at a bee, I'm like, no, so that wasn't a good call. But yeah, so it's like you have to slow yourself down. It makes you just like move slow. It's almost like meditating in a way, just like you're really focusing on what you're doing. And yeah, it is very calming. A lot of people say that they feel like just a wash of calmness run over them when they're beekeeping, because you're watching a really intelligent organism working right in front of you. You have to pay attention to every move that you're making. And this, of course, this could be something that they just watch for a while before they jump into it. But yeah, it's very peaceful, calm. You'll hear buzzing. You'll hear a couple different noises happening in the hive, but they're not loud. If a bee like flies by your ear or something, you'll obviously hear that. And that's just something that you basically learn to tune out once you've been beekeeping a couple times.
We're staying on senses. There's a lot of usually pretty pleasant smells too. When you open a colony, people in Europe actually have these yoga centers where they pipe in colony smells to yoga rooms where people, gimmicky, but opening a hive and smelling it is like no other. It's incredible, depending on what they're foraging for, and that's incredibly floral and intense, nice smells. And yeah, so that's another aspect of it if you're thinking about your senses that you might not be ready for, but I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's this kind of relaxing, nice, good floral smells that's like perfume.
But again, I wanted to thank you so much for your time and just this opportunity to get to talk with you guys both.
Yeah, thanks for helping us get our club out there too.